If you are a senior on Social Security and disability benefits, I have your September 2025 Social Security payment schedule. I'm going to tell you the exact date when your benefits will hit your bank account. Plus, there are some that are going to get 2 checks in September. I'm going to explain in details what that means. Also, a lot of you have been asking me about Social Security increase this year. You've been disappointed about the big, beautiful bill and the fact that half of seniors have been left out of the Social Security increase that came with the big, beautiful bill. So you've been asking me, what are the realistic opportunities for another increase this year? I have done the research and I have found 4 different bills that are currently in Congress that can provide Social Security and disability benefits with an increase this year. So stay tuned. I am going to explain that in detail. My name is Kwame Kwade. I am a government benefit expert. I have been helping seniors get the retirement benefit they deserve over the last 15 years. I create content on Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, food stamps, and other personal finance issues. If you are new here, welcome. I am glad you're here. Do me a favor, go into the comment section and let me know your city and your state. And if you've been watching our channel for a while, thank you for continuing to support our channel. This video is sponsored by our partner, Chapter Medicare. That is the number you see on the screen. I'm going to tell you in a second how Chapter can save you $1,100 a year and get you into the right Medicare plan. Over 2,000 of you have already called Chapter based on my recommendation and have gotten help with your Medicare program. So I am glad to hear that. And I know that more of you can also benefit. So I'll talk about that in a second. But let's get to the breaking news of the day, which is Social Security payment schedule. So a lot of you probably know this already, that the Social Security payment schedule is based on the date you were born. And if you are receiving Social Security retirement benefit, when you receive your benefit depends on the Wednesday, a particular Wednesday of the month based on the day you're born. So if you were born between the 1st and the 10th, your payment are usually the second Wednesday of the month. If you were born between the 11th and the 20th, you get your benefits on the third Wednesday. And if you were born between the 21st and the end of the month, you get your benefit on the fourth Wednesday. This is the official Social Security payment calendar that shows you exactly when payments are made. And it gets confusing. And so my job is to show you what it means and when you can get your payment and what the color codes specifically refer to. If you're on SSI, Supplemental Security Income, you get your benefits on the first of the month unless you are, unless the first is a weekend or a holiday. And I'll talk about that in a second. And if you are on disability SSDI, some of you get your benefits on the third, but there's a whole category of people that get benefits on the third of the month, which is those who are getting both Social Security and SSI, are getting, Social Security and their state is paying for their Medicare premium. You started collecting Social Security before 1997, or you live outside the United States. Those category of people get their benefits on the third. So now I'm going to highlight this map and then explain to you when you are going to get your benefits. So if you look at September, if your birthday is between the 1st and the 10th of the month, you are going to get your Social Security benefits on September the 11th. If your birthday is between the 11th and the 20th of the month, your benefits are going to be paid on the 18th. And if your birthday is between the 21st and the end of the month, your Social Security benefits will be paid on the 25th of the month. Okay, so I think I am looking at the wrong map. That's why something felt wrong. So let me go back and pull a 2025 map, and then I will show you what this is. When I was reading it, I felt like something was not right. So I should have trusted my instincts then. So let's look at Social Security payment schedule for 2025. I have it here. I am going to pull it, and then I will share it with you in a second. So here we go. I apologize for that, but this is the right map, and I'm going to pull it up on my screen right now. All right, here we go. So the same rules are going to apply but now the dates are going to change. So let's look at this. That is the right one. Social Security payment schedule for 2025. September the 10th is the date for those of you whose payment is supposed to come if your birthday is between the 1st and the 10th. And then September the 17th for those whose birthday is between the 11th and the 20th. And then September the 24th for those of you whose birthday is the 21st and the end of the month. So it's kind of a day behind the 2024 schedule. So now let's talk about Social Security Supplemental Security Income, SSI benefits. The 1st of September is Labor Day. And so if you are on SSI benefits, according to this map, you are going to get your benefits on August the 29th. So Social Security beneficiaries who are on SSI have going to get two checks in August. The first one came on August the 1st, which was your regular August payment. And then the second one is August the 29th because September the 1st is Labor Day. And as I mentioned, payments are not paid on a holiday or they are not paid on a weekend. And so because September 1st is a holiday, SSI beneficiaries are going to get their benefits on August the 29th. And then if you look at the 3rd, that is for people who are on both SSI and Social Security, people who live outside the United States. If your state is paying for your Medicare premium, or if you started receiving Social Security before 1997, those category of people are going to be paid on September the 3rd, which is Wednesday. That's your regular payment. And as I mentioned, some SSDI beneficiaries do get their payments on the 3rd also. Now, if you don't receive your payment, if your money does not come in, here is what you need to do. You have to wait 2 business days. And if you wait and the money still does not reflect in your account based on when your due date is, there is a problem and you need to call the Social Security Administration because you may be in an overpayment situation. And overpayments are happening more frequently than people think. And you may be wondering, what is overpayment? Well, overpayment is when you were giving more Social Security or disability benefits than you were eligible for. And so the Social Security Administration has finally caught on to the idea that they paid you more money than you deserved, and now they want it back. By law, they have to get it back. And so what they do is that they are going to take 50% of your check if you are on retirement or SSDI, or 10% of your check if you're on SSI benefits, and use that to pay what you owe until it's all paid off. And there was a breaking news recently about somebody that never received benefits, but recently got hit with $14,000. This is from MoneyWise. It says, I am 23. Let me make sure that I'm sharing that content with you here. Let me pull something back. Hold on a second. All right, so here we go. It says I'm 23 and Social Security is saying I owe them 14,000 in overpayments, but I've never claimed benefit. How did this happen, and what do I do now? Typically, when this kind of overpayment situation happens to younger people, it's because they may have been getting Social Security benefits when they were younger, based on a parent's record, and at some point that benefit was supposed to be cut off, and it wasn't cut off, and it accumulated, and now years later the Social Security Administration caught on to what was happening and now want their money back. And so that is very typical, and over 2 million people get hit with letters like that, including those who are receiving benefits, especially retirement beneficiaries who are working and receiving benefit before their full retirement age, and they were supposed to be reporting their income but either did not report the full income, or there was a mix-up in the paperwork. The Social Security Administration finds out later, maybe years later, and then hits you with a bill and want their money back and gives you 30 days to pay it back. And so if you don't get your Social Security benefits this month, it may be due to overpayment because the Trump administration, is really stepping up efforts to collect the $23 billion that people owe the Social Security Administration due to overpayments. So you have to pay attention. If you get an overpayment letter, don't discard it. Don't pretend it doesn't happen or that it's not happening. You should deal with it because your Social Security check may be stopped. Now, I wanted to talk to you about Social Security increase because a lot of you have been asking what is the update on that. The big, beautiful bill left about 50% of seniors without any increase, even though it was a massive bill and covered a lot of people. And so the question is, what are the opportunities for an increase this year? Well, there are a couple of things that are on the radar that I want to bring to your attention. There are about 3 to 4 opportunities for a Social Security increase. And let's talk about it. But I want to share my screen with you and walk you through each of those bills that are actually there in the Senate and the House that could actually put money back in your pocket. So the first one is the $600 increase that President Trump has supported, and Senator um, Josh Hawley of Missouri has already drafted legislation to make that happen. So let's talk about that. So basically, President Trump announced that he's in favor of giving every American citizen a $600 check from the proceeds of the tariff revenue that have been coming in. The administration is saying that more tariff revenue is coming in than they projected. And so they want to give money back to the American people. So this Senator Josh Hawley of Missouri then drafted a bill that is supposed to do exactly that. And I want to read to you what he's saying. He says, this is July 28th. U.S. Senator Josh Hawley of Missouri introduced the American Worker Rebate legislation that would send rebate checks to working Americans following the historic revenue accrued through President Trump's tariff policy. So, how is this going to work? Well, it's going to provide a tariff rebate check this year to American workers and families with similar parameters to the 2020 stimulus check that came in during the pandemic. It will ensure that each person will get at least 600 per adult and dependent child. So a family of 4 will get about 2,400. What is important for you to note here that this $600 is going to be similar to the stimulus check that came in 2020, where everybody on Social Security or disability benefit, whether you file taxes or not, is eligible for this payment. So that's the first stimulus check that is being proposed. And I'm excited about that because that is probably one of the realistic opportunities for a stimulus before the end of the year. The second opportunity is going to provide 3 different increases. And I want to talk about that. And that is the Social Security Expansion Act. That bill has been filed both in the House and the Senate. So I want to share the bill with you so that you know it is real. And then I'm going to talk about it. So the first one, this is the version of the Social Security Expansion Act that has been filed. It is in the 119th Congress, which is happening right now. And here is the bill. This is the Senate version of it. And here are all the sponsors and co-sponsors of the bill. So what is this going to do? Well, I don't want to bore you with the hundreds and hundreds of pages of the bill itself, but I'm going to explain to you what it is going to do in a summary version on how it's going to put money in your pocket. So let me share something with you that summarizes the Social Security Expansion Act. So the first thing it's going to do is that it's going to increase benefits by $2,400. So each person on Social Security and disability benefits is going to get a $2,400 increase this year if this bill passes in the fall. And it's right here. I'm going to pull that section for you so that you can see it's right here. Expand Social Security benefits across the board for current and future beneficiaries by $2,400 a year. So that is the first thing that the bill is going to do to help seniors on Social Security and disability. The second thing is that those who are getting the minimum Social Security benefit are going to get a big bump, about $660. So if you're getting less than $1,300 in Social Security benefits, you are going to be getting a big increase, at least $660, to get you to 125% of the federal poverty level, which means that you are going to be bumped to $19,560 this year for 2025. Why are they doing that? Because that puts you at 125% of the federal poverty level and lifts those seniors out of poverty. That is very important. So, seniors on Social Security and disability who feel left behind, who are getting the minimum benefit, are going to get a boost based on this bill. And then the third way that this is going to boost your income is by reforming how your Social Security cost of living is calculated. It is right here. It is going to increase. It says increase cost of living adjustment, meaning that it's going to change how Social Security calculates your annual increases so that it will reflect actual costs that seniors are facing so that you can get a big boost in your benefits. So those are the opportunities, in my opinion, this year. These are actual bills that are in Congress, so they have a more realistic chance of passing. And those are the four opportunities that will put money in your pocket this year. So what does that mean for you? Well, when you're talking to your congressperson, you're talking to your senator, you need to be mentioning these bills to them to let them know that you know these bills exist and that with their support, seniors can get relief this year. So, as I mentioned earlier, our partner, Chapter Medicare, has supported over 2,000 seniors get into a better Medicare plan. And as I've always been saying, in your retirement, you're going to get more money paid towards your health through Medicare than you're going to get in your Social Security check. Medicare will probably pay 2 or 3 times more towards taking care of you and your health versus what you're going to get in your Social Security check. And so it's important to be in the right Medicare plan to take advantage of what you have earned and deserve. And so when you call Chapter, here's what they're going to do for you. They're going to check your existing Medicare plan. And if you're in the right plan, they will tell you. But here's the thing, 90% of seniors are in the wrong plan. And so they are not getting what they deserve. And so if you want to change that, they will help you get into a plan that fits your budget, that is local to you. And so it provides you the best opportunity to get the doctors and the hospitals and the prescription drug network you want to be in. And most importantly, they can save you $1,100 a year. In today's hyperinflation environment, that is a lot of money. And so give Chapter a call, or in the comment section and description to this video, I'm going to put a link. You can fill out a form. It will take you about a minute, and then they will reach out to you and look at your Medicare plan and get you into a better plan. So give them a call today, 539-205-2147, or fill out the form in the comment section below. And that's all I have for you today. If you like what you heard, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you in tomorrow's video.